Hi everyone, welcome back to another exciting video about the 7 habits of highly effective people. We previously talked about the first 3 habits: be proactive, begin with the end in mind, and put first things first. The masteries of which allow us to move from a state of dependence to independence. Now we're going to work on moving from a state of independence to interdependence. We have worked on improving ourselves from the first 3 habits, the private victory. Now we're going to work on improving our interactions with others to bring about great results together, the public victory. We'll begin with habit 4, think win-win. The author says that moving from a state of independence to interdependence makes us step into a leadership role because we are in a position to influence others. The habit of effective interpersonal leadership is think win-win. Win-win is a philosophy of human interaction and is one of the 6 paradigms of interaction. These 6 are the following: win-win, win-lose, lose-win, lose-lose, win, win-win, or no deal. Win-win is a frame of mind and heart that constantly seeks mutual benefit in all human interactions. Agreements or solutions are mutually beneficial or mutually satisfying. Everyone feels good about the decision and are committed to executing the plan. It's all about cooperation, not competition. Win-win is a belief in the third alternative. It's not your way or my way, but the better and higher way. Win-lose says that if I win, you lose. It's the authoritarian approach. I get my way, you don't get yours. Win-lose people tend to use their position, power, credentials, possessions, and personality to get what they want. The author explains that this win-lose scripting is all around us. In the area of academics, the normal distribution curve says that you got an A because someone else got a C. It interprets an individual's value by comparing him or her to everyone else. Competition, not cooperation, lies at the core of the education system. For athletics, life is a game. Winning is beating someone in the arena. For law, if you have an issue with somebody, you're going to sue them and take them to court. The author then mentions that most of life is an interdependent, not an independent reality, and that most results depend on cooperation with others, and the win-lose mentality is dysfunctional to that cooperation. Lose-win says that I lose and you win, and that you can have your way with me. It's worse than win-lose because it has no standards, no demands, expectations, and vision. People who think lose-win are quick to please and get their strength from popularity and acceptance. And they have little courage to voice their own opinions and feelings. Lose-win is seen as surrender, giving in and giving up. Nice guys finish last. Win-lose people love lose-win people because they can feed on them. They love the lose-win people's weaknesses and they take advantage of them. The author then says that both win-lose and lose-win are weak positions and that they're based on personal insecurities. Lose-lose is when both people lose. When 2 determined and stubborn people interact with each other, they both end up losing. Some people focus so much on their enemy that all they care about is seeing their enemy lose, even if it means losing themselves. And lose-lose is the philosophy of adversarial conflict. Win mentality is when the person only cares about what they want. They don't care if you win or lose. That's irrelevant to them. There's no sense of competition. So moving on, we then ask the question, which option is the best? It depends on the situation. But the author notes that most situations are interdependent and that win-win is really the only best option. The author then says that short-term wins may actually end up being a long-term lose-lose for both of you. The author gives an example of a company working with a supplier. If the supplier wins on his terms for a certain negotiation, then the supplier may get what he wants in the short term, but the company will most likely not contact that supplier again in the future. Not getting this repeat business is a lose-lose in the long run. Again, if it isn't a win for both of us in the long run, then we both lose. That's why win-win is really the only best option that we have in our interdependent reality. Finally is win-win or no deal. No deal means that if we can't find a solution that'll benefit both of us, then we agree to disagree agreeably. No deal. No expectations, contracts, or relationships are established. Our values and goals are not aligned, and we acknowledge that. No deal seems negative in a way, but it actually liberates people because people don't feel pressured to manipulate and push their own agenda on others. Having no deal in your mind as an option allows you to be open and honest about what you're trying to do when you're interacting with others. The author then says that anything less than a win-win is a poor second best, and it will negatively affect your relationship in the long run. If you can't go for a true win-win, then you're better off going with no deal. The author then says that it is possible to go into negotiation with a win-win or no deal attitude in many cases. Moving on, the author talks about the 5 dimensions of win-win. He says think win-win is the habit of interpersonal leadership, which requires the vision, the proactive initiative, and the security, guidance, wisdom, and power that come from a principle-centered personal leadership. The principle of win-win is fundamental to successful interactions. The 5 dimensions of win-win are the following. It begins with character and moves toward relationships, out of which flow agreements. It is nurtured in an environment where structure and systems are based on win-win, and it involves process. We cannot achieve win-win ends with win-lose or lose-win means. To quickly summarize these 5 dimensions, character is the foundation to win-win. The 3 character traits essential to win-win are integrity, maturity, and abundance mentality. Integrity is the value we place on ourselves. Maturity is the balance between courage and consideration. Win-win is nice and tough. The author says that high courage and consideration are essential to win-win. If I have it, then I can listen, empathically understand, and courageously speak out if needed. Abundance mentality is the paradigm that there is plenty out there for everyone. The abundance mentality shares in recognition of profits and decision-making. It recognizes the possibilities of positive interactive growth and development with others. The author then talks about public victory. Public victory means success in effective interactions that bring about mutually beneficial results for everyone. It's about working together and making things happen that we could not have made happen if we were working independently. It's a result of the abundance mentality paradigm. Number 2, relationships. From the foundation of character, we build and maintain win-win relationships. Trust is the essence of win-win. Because we trust each other, we're open and we respect each other. We're focused on the issues, not on personalities. And we're focused on trying to understand each other's point of view and trying to work towards the third alternative, the better solution for both of us. But what if the person we're working with is all about win-lose or something other than win-win? The author emphasizes that the relationship is still key and to focus on our circle of influence. We can help build the trust with the other person by being courteous, respecting them, and appreciating that person and their point of view. The author says to keep on doing this until the other person realizes that you're trying to work out a solution that's a win-win for both of you. The author then says that the stronger you are and the more committed you are to win-win, then the more powerful your influence will be with that other person. But sometimes no deal has to be done, or a low form of win-win, which is compromise. Not everything has to be a win-win. The key is the relationship. He says that we need to approach win-win from a desire to invest in the relationship. Next are agreements, which give definition and direction to win-win. In a win-win agreement, the following 5 elements are made clear between both people. Desired results identify what is to be done and when. Guidelines specify the parameters, principles, policies, etc., within which results are to be accomplished. Resources identify the human, financial, technical, or organizational support available to help accomplish the results. Accountability sets up the standards of performance and the time of evaluation. Consequences specify, good and bad, natural and logical, what will happen as a result of the evaluation. A clear mutual understanding and agreement in these areas helps establish a standard against which people can measure their own success. People will be able to evaluate their progress against the standard and won't need to have a supervisor always check up on them. If you don't have trust or don't have a common vision of the desired results, then you tend to supervise, to check up on, and direct the other person a lot. If you make these 5 points clear and expectations are understood, and if the trust between you two is very high, then you don't have to supervise them. Let them do their thing. They know what they need to do in order to accomplish the results. All you need to do now is to be a source of help if needed. Fourth is systems. Win-win can only survive in an organization when the systems support it. It cannot survive in an environment of competition and contests. The author gives his example about a company he worked with where they had a huge rally of 800 people, but only 40 people received specific awards for specific categories, such as most sales and highest earned commissions, which put the idea that the other 760 people had lost. He helped the company redo their whole system, and at the next rally with 1,000 people, 800 people ended up receiving awards, and a lot of these awards are team awards. At the end of the day, everyone was much happier because everyone got to win together and could share in each other's happiness. The author says that the training, the planning, the communication, and the compensation system all have to be based on the principle of win-win. Finally, we talk about processes. The author talks about how to arrive at a win-win solution. He references a book called Getting to a Yes, written by two Harvard law professors, Roger Fisher and William Ury. In this book, they talk about a principled approach versus a positional approach. They say that the essence of principled negotiation is to separate the person from the problem, to focus on interests and not on positions, and invent options for mutual gain and create a standard that both people can buy into. This concept is in harmony with the author's concept of win-win. Next, the author presents a 4-step process to a win-win solution. See the problem from the other point of view. Really seek to understand and to give expression to the needs and concerns of the other party, as well as or better than they can themselves. Identify the key issues and concerns, not positions involved. Determine what results would constitute a fully acceptable solution. Identify possible new options to achieve those results. You can only achieve win-win solutions with win-win processes. To end, I quote the author's summary of Habit 4, which he does a great job summarizing. Win-win is a total paradigm of human interaction. It comes from a character of integrity, maturity, and the abundance mentality. It grows out of high-trust relationships. It is embodied in agreements that effectively clarify and manage expectations as well as accomplishment. It thrives in supportive systems, and it is achieved through the process explained in Habits 5 and 6. I hope you all enjoyed the summary of Habit 4. Like this video if you enjoyed it, leave a comment on your thoughts, and subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you all next time for my most favorite habit of all time, Habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. And this is me, Socrates. Until next time.